Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is 5 reasons for using YouTube for education. This little video is just going to highlight some reasons and things to think about when you want to use YouTube to enhance your face-to-face courses or your online courses. So the first reason we're looking at is using YouTube, you can develop and post mini lectures for your online or face-to-face courses. Now, why would you want to do that? One reason is for emphasis. Providing a video in which you're using voice and images can really identify the key points or really connect the key points. You know, providing notes is great in a course, but a video where you're really getting into the material and using your voice and tone is going to communicate well to the students. What are the really important concepts and how do they relate together? Repetition. We have a variety of students that would appreciate getting to hear a lecture again. Some of those students might have hearing issues. Some of those students might have English as a second language. It's not their primary language. And some students, they'll either miss a class or they need to hear it again. And so having a video they can go online and rewatch, pause, rewind, really useful for them. It also provides visuals, and we know that when content is communicated to students, when it plays upon more than one of their senses, their ability to recall and recollect is that much stronger. And then finally, it helps to avoid class cancellations. If there is a snow emergency, if there is some kind of problem, you can't make it, you have the ability to have this material and say to the students, okay, class is canceled, but here, watch these videos and either participate in this discussion or we'll follow up with talking about these videos the next class. Another reason is that you can provide a video introductions to your students. Now, this works particularly in an online class, but it could also work in a face-to-face class. Often face-to-face classes, you don't really have time to share a lot about yourself. So here's an opportunity in which you can humanize yourself. You can say, hey, look at me, I'm a person, and I'm not a robot, and I just don't only think about this subject matter, but I have these other things. I'm a fully formed human. I'm not just this subject. And in a lot of ways, particularly for online, it shows the person behind the curtain. It animates them. It gives it allows the students to know there's a real person there, and that it's not just a machine. You'd be surprised how many students often have, to some degree, a perception about the lack of humanity for instructors, particularly in online courses. But finally, most importantly, it helps you communicate your enthusiasm. Students time and again will say that it's the instructor's enthusiasm that makes a subject more interesting. And so this is that great opportunity for you to talk about whatever it is you love to teach and really share that with your students. Another great thing you can do with YouTube is you can create playlists. And this is great because you can really curate a variety of materials to enhance your class. And again, this works for face-to-face or online. So what could you do? You could curate course materials. That is the mini lectures that you create or videos that you create or think are useful. You can pull those together and create a playlist that you can share out with students. You can also curate a range of videos as recommended resources. So things that are relevant to the class, but you may not be able to get to. You can say, hey, here's this great playlist of videos with lectures from all over, from people from all over the world. Feel free to check it out, or feel free to look at this if subject matter X was of interest. And then finally, you can also use it to curate course artifacts that if you encourage your students or if you start to develop projects where they're going out and they're creating videos on YouTube, talking about their experience in the course or talking about research that they've done, doing video presentations, you can also create a playlist so you can pull that all together so students can see one another's work. Another thing you can do using YouTube is create a course trailer, really kind of a sneak preview of what your course is about. One of the reasons you would do this is to share with potential students. You sometimes get inquiries from students, hey, what's this course about, or can I get more details? Well, you can really create a video to say, here's what my course is about. A 2 to 3 minute video could really pull in a student to get a full sense of what your course is, especially if it's a course that generally is taught in a lot of sections. How do you distinguish your own course from the 15 other course sections of that subject matter? It also allows you to provide an engaging course introduction, right? When students sign up for a class, really all they have to go on is 500 characters of a very generic description. Well, here's your opportunity to really pitch and provide a sense of how this course is set up, what students will learn, how they'll learn it, a really good clear sense about the course, which of course prepares students for when they get into the course, they know what to expect. And again, going back to share your enthusiasm for the topic. This is an opportunity for you really to show why this course is great and why you enjoy teaching it, and provide that to the potential students or the students that have enrolled in your course. And the final of these 5 reasons, there's plenty of other reasons, but these are just the top 5 that I came up with, is you can track your content usage. So this is really good feedback. So what you could do is you can see how often your videos have been watched. And that's really useful because, of course, if you have a certain amount of students and the amount of times it's been watched is above or below that number, that tells you what may or may not be going on. You get a certain amount of analytics around the video usage, which will be really useful for figuring out, did they look at it? How long did they look at it? You also can find out what the average duration your video has been watched. So if you have a 10-minute video and the average duration is, 6 minutes, then there might be a lot of people that didn't watch the full video. Again, it gives you feedback. It gives you an opportunity to figure out what was done with the material. We don't really get this when we are dealing with books or articles or things that we hand out to the students. We don't even know if they've opened the book. There's ways we can assess this, but here we can know, well, if I've got 10 students and the average duration was 6 minutes, then there are definitely students who didn't watch this. And then finally, you can find out other details about how people are interacting with your content. So again, you might be able to get feedback from comments or likes or other ways in which people are looking at that content that'll help you think about its usefulness or help you learn about how students are interacting with it. So thank you for watching. By all means, please let me know, how are you using YouTube for your courses? And you can definitely let me know by providing comments below or tweeting them to @Eaton01, or make your own video response and share it with us. So thanks again, and hopefully you found this video useful.